Okay everyone, so I have basically recorded like 4 of my gym sessions in the past week. So one of them was my pull session, one of them was my push session which I did today. The other one was my SPD day, and I just got 2 highlights of my leg day. So I'm just gonna go through them. Might as well you make use of it, because if I don't, then it's just going to waste. And plus I'm starting a new block this Wednesday anyway, so that's gonna happen in preparation for my competition, which I'm going to probably compete around 22nd of May, so we'll see how that goes. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the push session that I actually did today. It's my final week, so all the numbers were like 90%. So I do 3 sets for every single exercise. First set being 90%, between 85% and 90%. This week was 90%, so that's why I did 90%. Second set was 10% minus off that, so if I did 90 kg minus 9 kg off, so 80 kg back off set. And then last set was just the top set halved, so for as many reps as possible, or between 15 and 25. So yeah, anyway, this was my top set of today. It's also a new PB, the floor press, so 90 kg for 3. This is my secondary bench, so my second bench variation. And basically it just helps the tricep power and also my sticking point, which is the middle-ish. And yeah, before I was really bad at this exercise. I could only do like 82.5 kg for, well, 85 kg for like 2, but now I've improved in it. It's my second set, so for all exercises I'm not going to show every single set because this video will just be long. But anyway, for my second set I did 80 kg for 7. So yeah, it's just a reset. I am basically the gym cleaner, because I am legit, my hair's mopping the floor, so it is what it is. That was 80 kg, solid. And then I just did 50 kg for 20 reps, I'm guessing. But yeah, floor press has really helped with my bench, and I feel like it's one of them accessory bench movements which it's not probably the best one to do near peak into a competition. You want to probably stick with tempo or pause bench. Well, pause is probably number 1, because competition, what you're going to do, you're going to pause. So yeah, I just speeded that all up. So my second exercise was the low incline Smith machine. This isn't really specific to the competition. This is just a chest accessory. Obviously it's a bit closer grip as well than normal, and I'm going all the way down, pausing slightly and then accelerating up. But man, my arms look massive in this. I'm too dense. But anyways, yeah, I don't know the actual weight of the Smith by itself, but I know it is heavy. I don't know what Smith machine it is, but yeah, but there was 20-40, there's 45 kg on the bar, plus I'm guessing between 10 to 15 kg the bar is, or 20, I don't know. It is heavy though. And that was my first set, and I didn't show the second set because it'd be long, but this is the third set, which is just sped up, but again just showing that I do more reps for this. But yeah, that's that. And then onto my third exercise, which would be the Atlantis shoulder press machine, I believe. This gym is full of like Atlantis equipment and Watson equipment as well, which is like, in bodybuilding terms, that's like the best equipment, I guess. I'm not sure, I'm not a bodybuilder. But yeah, this was 31.25 kg each side. I got this for 6 reps, which was an improvement from last week where I only did 30 kg each side for 5. So yeah, this is heavy though. So yeah, 1, 2. I'm not even gonna count. You can just watch it. That's the whole point of this video. But yeah, this is so basically I'm gonna be entering competition. As I said before, this is my last week of this kind of like building block. From Wednesday I'm going to be doing my peaking block, and then I'm going to test my 1 rep maxes out, and then it's going to be Ramadan, where I'll still have the skill of the 1 rep max, because I'll just be doing singles and doubles, so I'm going to carry that skill along Ramadan, plus also you're doing a bit lower volume as I'll be fasting, which makes perfect sense, fits in. And then afterwards I'll be going straight after the month into the competition peaking, but I'll talk about that later when it happens, because training in Ramadan is always fun for me. But yeah, this is my third set. This was 15 kg each side, spread up. Lovely jubbly. Then I move on to the pec fly. So I did 3 sets of this. I'm just going to show 1 set here. This was the final set. Normally I use a D handle attachment, but I just I just felt like these handles were more thick and I could connect with them more, and it also allows me to fully like touch the middle. But yeah, nice stretch and nice squeeze on that. Again, to complete my chest like movements, I like to include like a horizontal abduction movement to fully just rinse the chest off, because that is one of the chest function. And then onto the lateral raises. I don't know why I'm adjusting my watch, but this was my last set, I believe, or my second set. But anyway, after that I did a drop set regardless. But yeah, this is like a fixed lateral raise machine, so no cheating really. You can't use dumbbells and just like use extra momentum, I guess. But regardless, this machine just kills me. I've never like felt it before. But the only bad thing is like you see my wrist position, it kind of affects it, but it is what it is. So these are basically just moving to my accessories now for my push session. So I'm doing that. 3 sets of that done. Then afterwards I move on to my tricep accessories. So I start with the JM press. It's not a JM press. It's like a modified version of the JM press. But this is my second set. It is 50 kg. It is scary because if I put it to my neck and if it drops on my neck, then I'm dead, because there's no one to help me. So I'm actually dead. But yeah. So after this I did a straight drop set into just the bar with 5 kg sets of 30 kg. But yeah, my second tricep accessory movement was the V-bar overhead cable. I love this because I feel the stretch, and also it's just hitting the long head more, because obviously your shoulder is extended, so, and the long head attaches it. So I'm really focusing on the movement here. But it is hard. People say don't flare your elbows. I personally don't really mind, because I don't find any discomfort. My triceps and back are just like bulletproof. Yeah, that machine almost took me out though, not gonna lie. But yeah, afterwards I did so this gym doesn't have like a dual cable system where it's like close, they're like pretty far apart. So normally I do like 2 in one hand same time, but I just do one arm at a time, because like it feels better. I can externally rotate my shoulder a bit, and yeah, I'm actually feeling the contraction doing one arm just using the cable. So that was my push session, and now we're going to move on this Wednesday as well, a couple days ago, my SBD session. This was my last like triples, etc., and a little bit of a deload on some movements. So yeah, we start with the I'm really proud of this, because in December obviously I injured my hip and I couldn't squat. This is like my first time squatting over 150 in a while. Depth is just borderline parallel, so I need to work on that. But now onto my new block, I'll be doing singles and doubles regardless. But yeah, this is 152.5 kg. I'm going to do this for 3 reps. The thing is, I find it heavy and racking it. And obviously my mobility elbow, this is a low bar position by the way, so what that means is basically I'm putting it on the back of my shoulders and not on my like neck / trap area. But yeah, it feels, the hardest part is unracking it, that's it. But yeah, but now I'm going to focus on the depth more. So obviously a competition standard, this is borderline, but obviously you want to be 100% sure. So during my singles I'm going to do, I don't care how fast the bar moves, I'm just going to make sure that I get the depth, because normally I'm like really like into bar speed, but depth is more important in this instance. But yeah, so normally I do 3 sets of 5 on the safety squat bar, but I just did 1 set of 1 on this. This was 135. Obviously it moved pretty fast, but just a D volume. But yeah, this bar I've been using a lot, and I'm going to probably use this in my peak week for my secondary squat, because I just love the carryover it has. I had depth on that because this bar forces you to go deep. So yeah, it's like a replacement for a front squat. That's what I do. But yeah, it went pretty fast. Now on to my best thing in my whole life is deadlift. So this is a pretty speedy 190 for 3. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing there, lengthening the arms. So my upper back is rounded on purpose because I just want the more efficiency movement. But I am using my lats. Your upper back can be rounded and you can still activate your lats if you know what you're doing. So I don't want any of that thing. I've also decided just to move a bit back from the bar, because normally people like say be close to the bar, but from experience and also you want your knees to be a bit forward, so you want to use your quads more. You want to engage your quads more when you pull. and this is the first I'm doing it, and it actually felt really good. And that's when I exploded off. This is 190 kg by the way, for 3. So my max is 210. So I'm pretty sure I can do possibly 215 or 212.5 in 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Hook grip as well, so meaning that my thumb is over the bar, which is basically just kills it, but a hook grip is getting there. Moving on to, so my D volume deficits, normally I do 2 sets of 4, but I'm just doing 1 set of 2 here. 180 kg, so standing on a block, which means extra range of motion, extra leg drive, etc. Blah 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 blah. And now it's smooth as well. Jeez, I look clapped. Anyway, onto, this is a bench press triple PR. Obviously not paused, but now we'll go. Now into the singles is when all the technical stuff happens. So yeah, 95 kg for 3. The third rep I had to grind out. And then obviously on my back off sets I do a closer grip. So I'm not saying close, but I'm saying closer grip bench. Normally I do 3 sets of 4, but I just did 2 sets of 2 with 87.5 kg. So this is closer grip for me, which is like a couple inches inwards from the regular grip where I put my hand. I've also got a new bench setup because normally I used to start with my feet behind me, but now I just push and sink my upper back in more, which creates a better stability and more power from the arch. So yeah, 87.5 flying up. Crazy to think I used to be on my running max, like. And then I don't do that much accessories. I just do, well, the ones I value the most. So I do like a cable back row, 3 sets of 10. Supinated because I'll just get some extra bicep activation in, which like kind of mirrors the close grip bench with the extra tricep instead of doing isolations, because my other sessions are well dominated with accessories regardless. So yeah, it just saves time and fatigue. So yeah, I'm just having a bit of fun. Stretching all the way and then just pulling. I'm feeling this in my mid to upper back. So yeah. And after this I just do some calves. Because I need some calves and I train them 3 times a week. And one day they'll get there. But obviously I like to, you know me, I like to train everything regardless, like forms, anything small I'll train because I want to maximize my potential. Calves is just to stabilize the knee and also just help with squatting. It'll help somehow. So regardless. So yeah, I do 3 sets of these as well. I'll just show 1 set. I'm just putting my hands onto the calves just to feel it, just to tell myself that's working. So yeah. Okay, now on to my pull session. Sorry the audio might be weird now, my microphone died. But anyways, the same process as the push session where I have the 85 to 90%, then 10% off, and then half the weight of the top set. So yeah, so 3 sets for everything. Some clips I'll show 2 sets, 1 set, etc. 3 sets. So yeah. Anyway, this movement. The first one is a neutral grip D handle duo like pull down, and yeah, I really feel like I connect with this movement, and I like to pause it in the shorter range, and I'll control it on the way up. So yeah, fully rinsing the lat at the start of the session. So yeah, this is the third set that you're seeing right now. First set was around 82 kg for 6, but this is the third set, which was half of that for 20 reps, either one of them. But yeah, after that I move on to the barbell row, which is a compound movement obviously, but I kind of do it in a EH row style, so I'm kind of more vertical standing upwards. Not as bad as you think, but I am using a bit of body English momentum, etc. But I am feeling where it's getting hit. So before all the foam police come at me, I can deadlift your whole life. But anyways, regardless of that, the top says 80 kg for 5, and then you'll see the last set, which I did 40 kg for 25. Sped up. I really haven't done the barbell row in actually a while. Like I've done like chest supported rows, but like that's why I felt so dodgy starting this from this first 4 weeks because I just wasn't stabilized enough. So yeah, this is like at least now I know what to expect now from this movement. Okay, this is just sped up clip, but it does get taxing after because there is a lot of axial loading in it. Then on to the standing row. Normally I do the seated on one of the days, but I do the standing just to fully get the length and position more tension. And it's easier to pull shortened, and obviously this makes sense because later on during the session our shortening is already kind of finished from the first exercise, so third exercise is going to work more on the length and range. This is kind of like a low row as well, but I do feel it and I do like this a lot. Obviously I do on each side. This was 3 sets. Well, it was 2 sets for the standing one, and the last set I just like to do a seated chest support when I lean back more just to rinse it afterwards. So yeah, spread out the other side now. Anyways, then I'll move on to just thoracic row. To be honest, looking back on the clip, I should probably face more the opposite direction, but regardless, still did a row variation. I use the bench just to support and stabilize everything else. So I do 3 sets of this, obviously 1 each arm. And then after this, I kind of count this as like an accessory though, not like an actual row. But anyways, after this, I move on to an upper back row. I'm using the straight bar. Ideally, it would be better to use 2D handle, like 3 cable bars, but for this rotation, I'm just stuck with this. I'm leaning back and I'm trying to align my elbows as wide as possible. Not as wide as possible, but just in that upper back alignment. I'm kind of tucking my elbows as well, which is better. I feel it more. It's not like a rear delt row, but it's just like an upper back row. But yeah, I do feel everything. I hit 3 sets of that as well. And then onto this bicep curl variation I've been doing for a while and I love it. It's like an incline curl, but instead of using cables and there's constant tension. So yeah, I love this. I think, like, honestly, this is probably one of the best exercises I've biomechanically. I'm probably not doing it right, but yeah, it does. Well, I am doing it right because I do feel it. But yeah, so I'm just working on the lengthened position of this, of the bicep, and then afterwards I'll move on to the. This is a new machine I'm using. It's like an Atlantis Preacher curl cable, very new, so I found it kind of hard to adjust to, but in the end we got the 3 sets for this as well. This is working like the mid to short and range position of my bicep. And then after this I move on to some forearms and like the brachialis as well, using the rope hammer curl, which is, looking back at this was a bit too heavy, but in the end dropped the weight after the 2 sets. But also these cables, they don't fully go all the way down, they go just above the floor, so I can't really like lengthen my arms down, so I have to lean a bit backwards for it to lengthen. As you can see, my triceps are contracting. I am looking big though, but that's the whole point. So everything is working. And then after this I just do 1 set of the reverse pec deck, because I've already kind of done some rear delt work through some rows, etc. And I do prefer using the rear delt row, upper back row, in comparison to the reverse pec deck. But it's essentially just like a burnout And also I forgot to mention my pull session, I do some posterior work, so I do my hamstrings, just 3 sets of hamstring curl and just calves. So yeah, you'll see that, and I do abs, just like a standing cable punch. So yeah, thank you for watching this long video. Probably not of use to anyone, but it's just nice to look how I train, and it's just like my diary to show me how I got to my goals in the future. And yeah, I'll let you enjoy the rest. It's just like 2 more exercises. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.